Trading became dramatically easier for me when I stopped trading absolutely everything and all the time and actually started trading only very specific conditions and situations. In this video, I'm going to go over a recap for the 6th of March, Friday, for WTI and show you exactly how a perfect environment provided me excellent trading opportunities. Over my time in the markets, I really realized that money in the market usually appears during very specific environments. And if you don't know how to recognize these environments, then trading will always feel, well, random. So what I did is that I really dissected, I went over 2025 and 2024 and really dissected where my best trades came from. And I came to a realization that one of the biggest mistakes I have been making is trying to trade without first defining what my best trades actually look like and where the best trades actually come from. Okay, so let's talk about environment real quick. The perfect environment for me is when three things align. That means that price is above my POC, which is the point of control. My market state indicator is bullish, and we are outside of the VWAP deviations. And that's what you see over here with the first trades that I'm taking on WTI. And these happen around 8 o'clock in the morning my time. Throughout my regular scan of the markets, I've come to a realization that WTI is in an A+ environment because those three things I just mentioned have all lined up. So I started trading. Now, obviously, not all assets and all environments work out perfectly, but a very high majority of time, this actually does turn into a big bullish rally. Doesn't mean that the market's going to continue going up for forever. That's why we use our eyes to understand what's happening with the market. In any case, let's go over the breakdown of my trades. The first thing I notice is that price action for a very limited period of time stayed below the VWAP and then started shooting towards the upside. Now, by showing you my watch list indicator here, you can see that WTI, which is right here, has been above the VWAP for 94.7% of the time, and the conditions are A+. And they were A+ from the very early morning to around 4 o'clock in the morning. The first thing that happens is this beautiful contraction pattern where we blow up towards the upside, and by the time I wake up, we start building further contractions. We are holding previous lows, so I start executing and building, and eventually we come to a realization that we've got a reversed head and shoulders pattern right at the first deviation of the market. We also have a contraction pattern, which we break out of. I end up taking my first profit up here. Then I start building again as we reclaim the previous low and come above it. We then do the same thing with this low where we come really close to it and start shooting up. One more contraction pattern and the market shoots up. My next trades happen again with a contraction and a potential reversed head and shoulders right here. And you can see that all of my execution is pretty much organized where I'm targeting the previous lows in a bullish environment. And I'm obviously trading patterns. Take some small losses over here before going into more trades when we reclaim again previous lows. And this is what I'm talking about. When you have specific trade entries, you know exactly what your trades look like, and you've got the environment angle, you're good to go. Something that I've learned from doing my reviews is that if I want to be a professional trader, then there is no way that I can just wake up and look for trades. What I need to do is wait for the markets to enter conditions where the system actually has an edge. And that's why I built this watch list, because now I know where I have perfect conditions, and all I have to do is sit down, review the charts, and decide where am I going to be trading. Back to the review. I end up running this one over here nicely. And each one of these is a pretty big gain, by the way, because this here is a 3.2% move on WTI. I am closing into strength, and I don't trade anything beyond this, but we did have a VCP pattern here where the market blew up. And then to end the day, we are ending with a contraction. What I expect from WTI is that it probably will gap up again. Now, to wrap this video up, trading becomes a completely different experience when you actually sit down and build a framework that tells you when to trade and when to stay out.